Hello, my name's Andrew Thate from Mines and Money. Delighted to be joined with us today by Marco Rock of Cassiar Gold. Great to go and see you again, Marco.
Nice to see you too, Andrew. Happy New Year.
Yeah, and Happy New Year to you. We last spoke back in the middle of 2021, but I understand that the last 6 months have been absolutely stellar for Cassiar Gold. Would you like to update our viewers as to what's happened since we last spoke?
Absolutely. So since I think we spoke in last June, so I think we're just about to get started on our drill campaign. So in 2021, we've drilled 11,000 meters in our property. 7,000 of those focus on the high-grade areas at Cassiar South and 4,000 around Taurus, where we have our bulk-tonnage deposit. And it's been really, really successful so far. We've released 14 drill holes. Actually, 4 more this morning. They're just about to come out. So that'll be 18 out of a 34 drill hole program. So we're basically missing 20 or 16, depending on whether you've seen the latest results coming out this morning or not. So and the stock price has performed really well. Obviously, people are finally recognizing or starting to recognize the value that we have here, and we're barely halfway through the releasing the assays from the drill campaign last year. So lots of news flow still coming, and we're already working on the 2020 on our drill campaign for 2022. So it's very, very exciting.
Assuming that the assay results continue to be good, what are your 2022 plans and vision?
Absolutely. So yeah, so you know we're obviously can't comment much about what's coming out, and honestly we haven't seen most of it, but it's very exciting, and I can't wait to release those. But we are already working on 2022. We're looking somewhere between a 20 to 40,000 meter drill program, so a substantially larger program to continue to grow and advance our project. We had some really stellar results at Taurus, where we have that foundational 1 million ounce resource from 2019, which has been successfully drilled already. So theoretically, that resource has grown, and we'll obviously continue to grow that. That's an unconstrained resources open laterally in all directions. And in addition to that, we drilled last year for the first time that the high-grade vein systems were very, very exciting. We had intercepts of up to 35 grams per ton. That was our first press release for basically the 2021 season, and we want to continue to grow our projects on those high-grade vein systems, which we believe to be much bigger. And we also have other regional scale targets not too far away. So the high-grade veins are roughly between 5 kilometers south of the bulk-tonnage deposit. So that's an underground scenario there. But next to Taurus, where we have that bulk-tonnage foundational resource, we have other regional targets like Snowy Creek, like Lucky, which are like Wiggins Canyon, which are look very, very similar to Taurus. And we could have a similar size deposit there. So it's very exciting. And we'll continue to grow and open as well new areas to continue to increase the resource, which obviously is very exciting.
You mentioned that your story and your success is winning over investors. Can you talk us a little bit about your investor base and perhaps maybe how it's changed over the last 6 months?
Absolutely. So actually, we did a small financing right after we spoke. And so Cassiar Capital, we initiated discussions, I think June or July. So they came into the story. They're very they understand very well what we have. Cassiar Capital has as one of their main technical advisor, Quentin Henning, which is a highly successful geologist. He's also on the board of, for example, Newfound Gold, and you could see the similarities there. It's great to have these kind of investors coming in. But over, generally speaking, over the last year and a half, we've grown substantially our institutional shareholder base, not just Grasscat Capital. We had a lot of institutional investors coming in, and especially the ones that are specialized in exploration. They really do understand the exploration potential of what we have here. We're just not 1 million ounces. We have a 3 million ounce target for the short to medium term, but this asset has the potential to host something a lot bigger. And when I joined, one of the main reasons I joined was Doug Kerwin, and Doug Kerwin compared this project to the Fosterville mine, which is not only the lowest cost producing mine in the world, but is a camp that has produced over 90 million ounces. So it is not impossible to think that we have such a deposit. We are far, long way away from anything like that. I'll be happy to with 3 or 5 million ounces, but it's certainly an asset that has that kind of potential. So it's very exciting. It's very exciting to have investors that really understand that potential. And so we've grown the institutional shareholder base, coming back to your question, to basically over 25%, which is really healthy. And in addition to that, we also have a very healthy insider ownership. I think roughly right now we're standing at 28%, which is very uncommon to see in companies like ours.
Yeah, I can see over your left or right hand shoulder, depending as to which way you're looking. I can see obviously a photograph of your sort of side and a photograph of your sort of mill. Can you just talk to us a little bit about that, and also about the sort of surrounding infrastructure there?
Absolutely. This is really one of our key advantages. So we're not just a company that has a good starting resource, and 1 million ounces that basically almost at 1.5 grams per ton is super high grade, especially when you consider that most of that resource is less than 100 meters deep, so very, very shallow with basically almost no overburden. But we are very lucky in terms of our infrastructure, because we are basically a brownfield project, a past producing project. We have we have a lot of benefits that came with the project, including that infrastructure. So we have a mill on site, which is not only fully owned, but it's permitted as well, which is extremely valuable. 300 tons per day. You can see it's the building closest to the edge, and right in front of it we have tailings facilities as well as our core shack. And this mill is actually just 2 kilometers south of our foundational resource, the Taurus deposit, but also 1 kilometer north of the main mine portal. That's where we have the high grade production coming from in the Cassiar South area. That's an area that has produced north of 300,000 ounces, north of 15 grams per ton, and it's open along strike, and there's so much room for basically blind veins to be found, and it's really, everything is really well close together. In addition to that, we also have Highway 37 bisecting our property, and in fact, most of our project, or the most exciting areas of our project, actually sit in areas of mine permits. So that's a real advantage, having the mine permits, the permitted mill, having a fully owned mill. In addition to that, foundational resource has a tremendous potential for expansion. So we're in a really good position.
Mm-hmm. And I guess in 2021, the main theme in the mining industry, is certainly when I was talking to investors in the wider industry, was ESG. What are your ESG credentials?
Absolutely, that's a big topic these days. I think it's coming from investors. There's been a lot of pressure, especially for big funds, to really comply with ESG, and that's something that we've taken a lot of attention. I think for us particularly, we're very lucky because we are already permitted, but we've been investing quite a bit. I've joined in July 2020 as president and CEO, and we've been investing substantial amounts of money for example, starting on the E side, on the environmental side, basically monitoring the water, any acid rock drainage coming from the tailings facilities. We have some tailings pond with some relatively high grades there as well. and doing the monitoring of the wildlife, which is really important, and that's actually ties up into the S, which is the social side. We have one First Nations community in our project, the Cascadena First Nation. They're very supportive. They're great partners. And for them, for example, the hunting season is very important. So we really spend a lot of time making sure we address any concerns or that they have, for example, regarding to wildlife and with access to the project and the hunting areas. So it's again, it's something that we are well ahead of it. We also are proud sponsors of their hockey team, and it's something very, very important. And then we also have in the governance side, we've really been working really hard in bringing the governance to the level that big institutional investors are looking for. We have a really stellar board with lots of experience, lots of independence, different areas from geology to engineering to former CEOs of mining companies like our chairman Steve Ledwin. So it's we're in a really good position. It's something really, really important. I think that the industry needs a little bit more having kind of a standard so that everyone is measured on kind of equal footing. And I think we're getting there. It should come actually from the top, from the majors, because I think they were the ones that will be defining the variables that are important and should be important. But from our perspective, we are basically doing above and beyond our requirements, and that's for many reasons, but because we truly believe, but most importantly because we truly believe that's really important to do, and it's critical to maintain that social license to operate, which is basically critical anywhere in the world, but I think especially so in the most developed and safest jurisdictions like we are in Canada and BC.
Well, it's great to hear that Cassiar Gold is leading by example in the field of ESG. It's great to hear that you had a great 2021. I'm really excited about how well Cassiar Gold is going to do in 2022. So look forward to talking to you later on in 2022 and hopefully hearing about some more stellar results. We wish you all the best for 2022. That was Mark O'Rourke of Cassiar Gold with Andrew Fake from Mines and Money.